What is good, people? Welcome back to another video of some training footage today. Gonna go back and train with Tom Warne at his gym, Snap Fitness. Gonna get a little arm pump in today. We've both already trained legs, chest, back and some shoulders this week. So it's Friday and the only thing that you can do on a Friday, getting ready for the weekend, is get an arm pump in. So let's get straight into this one.
Because I know that there's no light without dark. You can't have the good days without having the bad days. And it's the same thing, you know, the sun always rises in the morning, but the nighttime will always go in the evening, and the nighttime will come out. So there's always going to be a light and dark, and that's the same with every situation. And I think when you're so self-aware, or you get to a level of self-awareness where you can actually realize what stage you're in. Is it dark for me? The way I'm feeling, is it dark? Am I energetic, full of life, can get loads done, like super enthusiastic, or am I super tired, super drained, you know, fed up, whatever it may be? I think once you can understand that, you can understand when to put maximum amount of effort in and when to, because 100%, if you can only give 50%, but you're giving 50%, you're giving 100%. Because all you've got to give is the 50%.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're feeling 100% and you're giving 100%, you're giving 100%. Does that make sense? I feel that's a weird way of putting it.
And I really like that, because you need to be self-aware so that, you know, when things aren't maybe going quite right and you're feeling a bit down or whatever, then yes, it's good to look after yourself and maybe rest up so that you can go again harder. But also it's like, the difference between people that are successful and are not successful is, on the bad days, they'll still do what they have to do because it has to be done. Like, you can't always just rely on your feelings, because you might not always be up to the task, or you might not always be motivated. You can't rely on motivation and like feeling energetic. It's like discipline, isn't it? Yeah. It's like you will get things done no matter what. And if you can only give 50 on those days, you're giving 50, and that's good.
Oh. Like that, yeah?
Go travel alone, not with people, because that's when you just have to make it work. You can't rely on any friendship groups or anyone to, like, do you know what I mean? If you stay in that friendship group when you are traveling, you're not necessarily going to meet people that you should, because you might just think, oh, we'll just stay together, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, man.
Whereas when you go alone, you have to connect with people. You have to make sure that it works, because obviously, what's going to happen if you don't?
Yeah. And I think that's why, like, did you go to Australia on your own? Best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember that feeling.
You grow from it, don't you?
The first day I got there, first day I got to Australia and realized I'm on my own. And I was like, okay, this is what I was expecting, but also not what I was expecting. There was a level of like panic that went through my head, where I was like, what am I meant to do here? Like, what? I'm just lost. And I think ever since that, you just grow.
Yeah. and it's mine, which I quite like, is the people that challenge themselves the most and seek the most discomfort may not always carry the biggest smile on their face, but they will be the most profoundly fulfilled in this crazy thing that we call life.
Yeah, mate, that's so true.
And I came up with that and I was like, it's so true.
So true.
In these hard things that we do every single day, I'm not always going to have a smile on my face doing them. I don't necessarily want to do it, but I feel fulfilled. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I totally agree. I think it's I mean, you see, you hit the nail on the head,
It's just
man.
on the head, isn't it?
It's so true.
And it's
'cause
like the longevity of happiness. Like,
yeah, and that's just such a great quote. That
thank you.
such a great quote.
Literally,
mate.
came up with it on the run this morning.
Yeah,
That's also when I find that I'm most inspired, when I'm doing something actionable.
yeah,
That's when the little ideas pop into my head. It's not when I'm like just chilling.
yeah,
It's when I'm doing something productive.
yeah.
Him an email on his website and just being like, this is who I am,
Yeah,
this is how I've heard about you. Would you mind if I just, you know, have a little bit of time with you if you don't mind? I know you're probably very busy, etc. But
yeah,
most people will say yes to that because they respect that you want to learn. And I think that's really key for people. Is I think a lot of people want to do that but are scared, or like they'll just feel like they won't reply, so I'm not going to bother.
yeah.
You never know what you're going to gain from that.
Comfort zone.
And I know you've done that a lot with your mentors and things like that.
Yeah, man. I think there's you've got if you're willing, if you're wanting to improve, you should be willing to reach out. If somebody's got what you want,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
they can tell you how they got to where they are. It's like a blueprint.
It's a blueprint.
It's literally like they've found where the treasure is and they've got the map to get there.
Yeah.
Why would you not speak to them?
The worst thing that's going to happen is you don't get a reply. Like, fair enough. They might not have seen it. They were very busy, and that's it.
Yeah, man.
A lot of them will respect it and be like, I'm going to help this person out.
Yeah,
I'm going to give back.
yeah, yeah. Because I think the people that have truly actually got to a point where they're genuinely really happy with everything they've done, they're not going to gatekeep it.
No.
You know.
They want to
I
help
feel
people.
like, don't get me wrong, I feel like we do live in a society where it's, oh, you want to know this information? Buy my course.
a lot of people are like
Unfortunately, but
A
that's
lot of-
Instagram. That's
Facts.
simply Instagram. Bro, like on
That's
a...
the people as well. Like David mentioned to me this yesterday. He was like, you need to surround yourself with the people that have been there, done it. Mm-hmm. Not these Instagram million followers that are like, yeah, just buy my course and then I'll never speak to you, and you just follow that 8-week thing and then you're like God. And it's
Yeah.
like, nah, like life hits and it will hit you hard. You need to learn from the people that have been there, done it and made it through. Like not just these kind of people that fake their way to it. It's like, nah.
But Joe, what I
Ex-Marine,
always, I do believe anybody that's faked their way there is never there for that long.
Facts. The longevity isn't there, is it? It won't last. Solid. That pumping, because this might be able to help people. I mean, has it taken certain trials and tribulations, challenges for you to get this mindset? Because you don't just have this mindset if you're born into like wealth or whatever. Like, what have you gone through, do you think, to
Oh, man,
helped you
I think this
get this?
past whole entire year has been nothing but trials and tribulations. I think in the moment of the trials, like the losses, man. I mean, you know, when it comes down to like my forex trading, man, I've blown so many accounts, and it's been so painful every single time. And in the moment, it feels like the world's over. It's like, what have I done? But looking back on it, I can now reflect and go, everything that has happened, and it's such a cliche, and it's one of those things that I feel like everybody says, everything that's happened had to happen for me to get to where I am, which is so true, but I think there's a level of you've just got to be everything's got to be 100% your fault. If it goes wrong, it's your fault. If it goes right, it's your fault. And there's power in that.
Definitely.
Like, everyone's so quick to blame everybody else for their own problems. Oh, it's my car or this or that.
They don't want to take responsibility.
If you just take 100% responsibility, I feel like you
have to make it work.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to fail.
Yeah. I think it's, if you say you're going to do something, do it. And that's why the amount of times of like trading, I've wanted to quit, man. But I said to myself over a year ago now, I'm going to do this. And because I said I was going to do it over a year ago, I'm going to do it. And this life, like this whole idea of wanting to move to Thailand, this whole idea of me wanting to set these goals and do these things, I'm going to do them. When? How? It's not my concern.
You don't need to know that.
As long as I'm just one day at a time.
Yeah.
One foot in front of the other. No, I'm Thailand though, mate. I'm genuinely really hot on it. Like I've never.
Mate,
and I know
the place, man. It's the place.
I know I'm hot on it for the simple reason that the way I feel about it, bro. I'll go to bed every night, and that's all I think about. I think about me waking up in that villa and getting to do what I want with my day. Going down to, man, there's just so much that when I look back on Thailand, I had such a great time, but I was traveling. The idea of living there is scary but exciting.
And that's why you need to do it. Scary but exciting means...
It's like the perfect combination, man. Yeah. It's the perfect combination for me. Like, if I'm scared, but there's that level of excitement, I feel like for anyone. Do you know what? I hear people all the time, I want to go and travel, but I'm scared. And it's like, that's why you need to go and travel.
That's why.